Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a detailed review on Amazon's #1 best-selling coffee maker. It's the Black & Decker model CM1160 12-cup programmable coffee maker. So here it is on the Amazon website. It's on sale for $25 right now. But if you scroll down and click #1 in coffee machines, there it is, #1. That's hard to believe with all the different coffee makers out there right now. Now, it's hard for me to tell if it's this one or this one. There's this one or that one. I'm going to do a review on both of them. I've got this one in white and I've got this one in black. Okay, so I've got it plugged in. The clock is okay. It's a little dim. These buttons are nice and rubberized. It's got just a simple, that's how you start the brew, and it's got a little brew light right there. You can program it, you can set the clock. Let's take a look. It's pretty standard Black & Decker carafe with a hinged lid. It does have a warming plate. And then we open it up here. This is our brew head. This is our filter basket. It's got that pause brewing with that plunger that pops up to let the coffee out. This is where we put the water, right back here. Now you're going to have to buy paper filters. So it takes basket style, 8 to 12 cup basket style coffee filters. Or you can use a reusable filter. It fits in there just fine. That's a 8 to 12 basket style coffee filter. But again, you can use the paper filters too. And that's right where they go, like that. So again, let's close it down. Look around the back. It does have a nice window on here so you can see how much water you've added. Again, this is a 12-cup coffee maker. Front to back is about 10.5 inches. Side to side's about almost 8. So it's a pretty tall coffee maker with the lid up. It's about almost 20.5 inches. It will not fit under a kitchen cabinet. Kitchen cabinets are 19 inches. So the way this coffee maker works, whatever amount of water you put in the back is how much it's going to brew each time. So I'm going to do a full 12-pot cup. So I'm going to make sure this is filled up to the 12 mark. And then I'm going to put 1 tablespoon of cup I'm going to brew. So I'm going to put 12 tablespoons of ground coffee in there. It's just standard medium ground coffee that you would buy for like a standard coffee maker. But if you only wanted to do 6 cups, just fill this up to the 6-cup mark right here. And then just put 6 tablespoons in here. Then when you press the brew button, it's going to brew all that water, that 6 cups, and you'll end up with just 6 cups. And you can vary that anywhere in between. They say not to go much lower than 4 cups though. Okay, so here I've got my tablespoon of coffee. You're simply going to put it right there inside the filter. Again, you have to use a paper filter inside the filter basket. You cannot use both of these at the same time. It's either this one or a paper filter. I'm going to do 6 of these. I changed my mind. I'm going to do just a 6-cup pot of coffee. So I'm going to do 6 tablespoons. Okay, I've got my coffee grounds in there. Again, this filter basket, make sure it's got like a little handle. Make sure there's a little notch for it right there. It's got to be in that notch so the lid will close properly and it kind of snaps down. So now let's pour our water in. So I use this to fill the water in the back up. Again, I'm going to do 6, but I put 8 in. So let's just dump in 6. Let's watch the window on the outside. Okay, I'm going to dump the rest of that out. Okay, so my carafe is empty now. I got to make sure this lid is on. This is what pushes up that plunger underneath here. And we need that to do the brew. It's okay if this filter basket pops up when I put the carafe in. When I close the lid, it's going to help close it. Just make sure it's lined up right there. There's our water. Again, if I was going to do 12, I would fill it all the way up to the 12 and have 12 tablespoons. So let's just close the lid. Okay, it closes. You're simply just going to come up here right now and press, that's the start brew button. You got a little green LED right there that comes on to let you know that the brew has started. Okay, so it starts brewing coffee right away. It's making kind of a little noise. Now don't open this up. I'm going to do it just for demonstration. There's hot steam under here, but we're just going to take a look. See, the water's coming out of the brew head onto the coffee. And then it's coming out and into the pot. I'm also going to show you how to descale this with white vinegar. I'm going to do a separate video on that, and I'm going to do a separate video on how to program it to have a cup of coffee in the morning. So we're down to it's brewed about 2 cups. We can see the water's going down on the side. It brews about a cup a minute. So to brew 6 cups, it's going to take about 6 minutes. 12 cups takes about 12 minutes. So the temperature coming out of the bottom of that brew basket, I'm seeing about 178. The temperature at the top, about 188, 189, 190. Saw 192. Let's lift up and see how we're doing. Oh yeah, it's doing really good. Now don't touch this. This does get pretty hot up here. And there'll be quite a bit of steam coming off around here, especially towards the end of the brew. Okay, so let me explain that pause brewing. So see, we got about 4 cups in here almost. Let's say you want to grab a quick cup of coffee. You can do this anywhere in between. Just pull it out. That plunger is going to come down and keep coffee from coming out. You may get a few drips. And then you're going to pour your coffee. Then you got to put this back right away. If you don't put that back right away, it could overflow. Okay, so we're getting towards the end. It's getting a little loud. And you do get some like pops of steam. So if you've ever wondered how a coffee maker works, I've cut several coffee makers open, and underneath the warming plate, if you look, the water goes down and then it gets heated down below there. That same heating element also heats the coffee when it's on the warming plate, but it gets heated by this heating element and then shot back up. So I'm going to show you how to descale that later. So this has a warming plate. It will keep your coffee warm for 2 hours. If you forget to shut your coffee maker off, the warming plate stays on for 2 hours. After 2 hours, it will shut the coffee maker off in the warming plate. Okay, so you don't get any notification that the coffee's done, but the light right here does stay on to let you know the warming plate is on. So again, it'll stay on for 2 hours unless I turn it off. If I want to turn the coffee maker off, which is basically turning the warming plate off, I just hit the off button one more time and that little light's going to go out right there. Okay, so let's pour a cup of coffee. The craft feels nice and it pours a nice cup of coffee. Let's see how it did temperature wise. Oops. 165, that's about standard. Yeah. That's a really hot cup of coffee. I mean, I've seen some make about 170. That's a super hot cup of coffee, but that'll burn your lips right now if you try to taste it. So let's measure the temperature of that warming plate. About 256, that's about standard. Again, that's really, really hot, so be careful. Let's lift this up. Let this cool down before you lift it up because there is hot steam underneath here. But there's the coffee grounds. You know, it looks like it did a pretty good job. Again, it brewed whatever water you put back here, it's always going to brew the entire amount. So cleanup is pretty easy. It's got this nice big handle. We can take this over to the trash can and dump that out. So typically I just rinse this out, and about once a week I throw it in the dishwasher. Again, it is dishwasher safe, top rack. And the carafe is also dishwasher safe. You can take the hinge lid will come off and you can put it in the top rack of the dishwasher. Okay, so let's say you're done with the coffee and you don't want to wait the 2 hours. Say you've drank all the coffee. If you don't turn it off, you could burn the coffee in the bottom of the pot. Just come over here, hit the on button one more time, and that turned that light off. So now the warming plate's going to start warming down. It does stay warm for a little bit. So this is a very basic coffee maker. It works really well. It makes a great cup of coffee. And again, it's just a very basic coffee maker. And there's nothing fancy. It does have programming. You know, the clock could be a little better, but it's okay. Over time, the warming plate, you do get a little bit of I don't know if that's rust or something, but just from the coffee that drips on it once in a while. This head does warp a little bit, but I haven't noticed it affect how the brew does. So again, check out my next video. I'm going to show you how to set the program to wake up to a pot of coffee in the morning, and I'm also going to show you how to descale it. Thanks everybody for watching. If you could, please like and subscribe.